Hey everybody, Fishman here. Welcome to the video. This is fishing blog number 148. Sorry about missing last week, but I had to do my taxes, and, well, you know the government is. They want their money. So anyway, in the interim, this tank is really coming along nicely. I'm quite happy with it. As you can see, the first batch of fry are, well, almost adolescent now, which is nice. The pearl weed at the top is growing really well, and unfortunately it's choking out the Java moss a bit, but that's fine. I got tons of Java moss. And as you can see, I am getting more shrimplets, but not a whole lot of little ones. And of course, instead of just the red crystals in here now, there is also the cherry shrimp, so a little bit of competition there. We'll see how it goes. I don't really need any of them. I just grow them because I like them, so we'll see what happens with that. As you see, the pearl weed there is just doing very, very well. And that's after pruning, so that's quite impressive. And this is Nana Petite, and you can see it is starting to grow quite well too. The last video I did 2 weeks ago, I had moved these guys out and put them in here, and they're, as you can see, doing quite well. Mom and Dad have not spawned yet, which is kind of bizarre. I thought they would almost right away, but I suspect they will in short order. As you can see, the platies are doing really well, and one of the reasons why I've never really ever got into raising platies for clients is they are very slow growers. They do quite well initially. You can see the babies here. They're getting quite big now. This is the batch they've had after I added them into here. But the adults themselves just sort of slow down. Oh, they are adults, but they are not obviously full size yet. And this is the remaining batch, the ones I had divided up to help them grow a little bit more. Because fish definitely need a lot of space, and of course good food and water, all that stuff to grow. And thinning out the herd really did well for them. As you can see, well, they're very happy and healthy. And they are continuing to have babies, because you can see there's a bunch of little ones in there. Not as many as they had initially, but then again, predation. And of course, there probably are some in the back that I haven't seen yet, so this is starting to do what it's supposed to do. Technically it's cycled and all that silliness, but it does take time for these to actually develop a fair amount of bioload in the upper chamber. And at that point, it will really start to take off. But you can see it's sent out almost a dozen new leaves, which is good. And I am going to continue to show you guys that as it goes along. I had some optimism last time I showed you this. I think maybe that's dying off now. I've given up on those things. Maybe I'll find someone who actually has one that they've managed to get through those initial stages, and then I might be able to get something off of them for it. I don't know if that one's going to make it. And as you can see, I've done literally nothing with this. So many things that are on the plate at the moment, but I need to work on this. This needs to get done. But I did start work on the 7-foot tank. I'm going to show you that in a few moments. For some reason, this simply does not clear up. I don't know why. Ever since I put the sand in there, the cories are obviously very, very happy. And of course, because the sand does not allow anything to settle down into it, it just gets stirred. But then again, it's only an underground level on this, and it is not really the best at small particle filtration. So I might switch that out, and we'll see how that goes. But the fish themselves, as you can see, are happy, healthy, growing, having tons of babies, and doing all the things they're supposed to do. So cloudy water is not that big of an issue for me. It just makes it difficult to film them. But as you can see, they're quite willing to come right up to the front glass and, get more food or something. Anyway, I have an interesting experiment that's on the go, by the way. I guess I can spoil it here, doesn't really matter. A couple of tanks that you don't really see that much. What I've done is I have one of them, they have guppies in them. One of them has a black acrylic sheet over the front of it. So when I feed, they don't know where the food is coming from. They can't see it. The whole purpose of this is to see if fish only come to the front of the tank when they know that you feed them. I already know the answer because I have maintained a great many aquariums for a ton of people over the last 30 plus years, And I never feed any of those tanks, and they always come to say hi to me because, well, I raised them and they remember who I am. And I've had many people comment as I'm cleaning an aquarium wondering why they follow me around. And some people think, well, he's just going to feed them. I said, no, I never feed them. And they said, they just know who I am. So I'm going to do a little experiment. I want to see or prove to you guys something that I already know, and that is fish know who you are. And it's not all about the food. Hopefully I'll have that video for you in the near future. Like I said, it takes time to set up and to do it properly. I mean, it has to be young fish to start off with, and you got to feed them and all that sort of stuff, and of course get a result. And the reason why I cover it when they feed them is so they don't associate me with food. And when they're not being fed, I take that piece of acrylic off, and they get to see me wandering around, and I look at the tank, and they get to see who I am. But again, don't associate me with food. So while I've been rambling on, what I'm doing here, and unfortunately not getting it all on camera, is I took a nice piece of driftwood, and I am just winding on some fishing line and binding some Java fur into it. This is going to go in the 7-foot tank. This is a small part of what I need to do for that tank, and that is, of course, get a bunch of plants in there again. Plants under control, of course, not just tons everywhere. And then, of course, I want to put some slate in there, and also put a heater in there, and of course, get the angels to start pairing off, which is, well, I want to breed some more angels. Angels are just a lovely fish, and I could use some more. As you can see, I don't really get too particular about how I put this on, because I know in about 5-6 months I will not be able to tell how it's put on. It'll all just grow out of there, and it'll do perfectly well. It looks a little haphazard at the moment, but as it grows, it will definitely grow out of that, and you're going to see it'll look nice, even though right now it looks like a pile of plants tied onto a piece of driftwood. It'll grow out quite well. I have no worries with that. So I toss this in here. A little bit cloudy at the moment because I am still trying to get a little bit of extra mulm out of here, and I had done a water change. You'd think I would learn after doing these videos for so long to do them in the opposite order and do the water change afterwards, but no. So anyway, tank's doing fine. Angels are all in a corner off to the left because, well, there's too much stuff going on over here. So there you go. That's going to look nice in time. And I'm going to show you one other thing just to finish this off, and that is because I haven't shown this to you in quite some time. This is the new version of the leak-proof canister filter, and the reason why I like these filters, and I've used them for clients, is I have done literally nothing to this. I have not even touched it. Once the lid went on, which is the last thing I did as a bit of a, just finishing it off kind of detail. I haven't done anything else with it, and it runs this aquarium all by itself. There's only, I think, 8 black skirt tetras in here, and a whole pile of plants, as you can see, but I don't do water changes on this tank, and that's another video I have coming up about water changes and what you need to do. There's a whole pile of people doing them right now, and some of the stuff I agree with, some of it I don't agree with, so I think I might do a video on that at some point. Anyway, leave comments, let me know what you think, see if any of these ideas interest you at all, and I will see you in the next video, and bye for now.